salt. By the way, you better know it was brilliant. And hot fat doesn't sound like a very particularly appetising combination, does it?
No, but lovingly mix them together and crisp them up in the oven, and you have the perfect Yorkshire Pudds. Well, that's the theory, isn't it?
Yorkshire pudding time.
Yes.
A roast beef dinner just isn't the same without one. A Yorkshire pudding is the very essence of Yorkshire.
I just love them. I love the taste, the texture, the shape. I love the way that they're prepared to selflessly hold a portion of gravy. My grandma's were delicious. My mum's are incredible. But I'm ashamed to say, I never cook them myself.
But that's all about to change. The One Show has entered me into a Yorkshire pudding making contest against some of Yorkshire's finest cooks, watched by a horde of Yorkshiremen in York. At Silversmith's restaurant in my hometown of Sheffield, Yorkshire pudding is one of Chef Lee Mangle's specialities, and he's confident he can teach me some tricks of the trade in just a few hours.
Yorkshire pudding has been around centuries. Originally, there used to be a tray put under the open fire, so the meat juices used to drop on the tray, and then used to make a light batter and cook in the open fire in the tray. So you get all the flavours from the meats and into the puddings.
Some recipes go as far back as the 1730s, and Lee swears by a classic batter of flour, eggs and milk. It's then dropped onto homemade lamb and beef fat, which must be sizzling hot.
Lee, what are the big mistakes that people typically make?
Don't chill the batter enough or get the oil hot enough.
How hot?
I usually put it on 210, 220.
After 20 minutes, they come out of the oven. This is what a Yorkshire pudding should look like.
Oh,
A nice crunch.
yeah, lovely. Oh, the consistency is perfect. Crispy on the outside, soft on the inside.
Lee gives me some dripping and a sturdy, well-worn pudding tray to give me an edge. But once I enter the cauldron of the York Food Festival, I'm in two minds.
You're kidding yourself if you think you can cook a Yorkshire pudding as well as these people. Go home. It's in your blood. Your mother, your grandmother, they were brilliant at making Yorkshire puddings, and you are too. Come on, you can do this.
As the crowd gathers in the marquee, I try to get some inside information from my opposition. Professional Yorkshire pudding champion Ben Cox and amateur champion Chris Blackburn.
If you whip your eggs too much, you're breaking down the egg whites, which the protein's in there, and you want the protein to rise.
I've done things with Yorkshire puddings that I don't think you could even dream of.
Be honest.
Yeah.
What do you think my chances are of winning this competition?
None.
Charming. Time to get our ingredients together. Chris is using beef dripping sourced from a farm near his home. It can withstand the crucial high oven temperature far better than vegetable oil, and it tastes better too. My fellow contestants look like they have their doubts about my batter.
It's gone a bit lumpy.
I start to have doubts myself once I see me Yorkshires engulfed in fat and smoke in the oven. But Lee's tough old tray miraculously controls the heat and my batter starts to rise.
Anyway, they're the right shape, nearly, although they look a bit like donuts. Or macaroons.
At last, it's time to get our puddings out.
Voila! Woo!
I'm actually quite pleased with mine. But to be honest, the others look very good, as finally the judges deliberate, then give their verdict.
Ben is the winner today.
The judges loved his light pudding texture and hint of sage and vegetable stock in the batter. Chris gets second, so I get the bronze, which technically is also last place.
A little bit burnt on the outside, so unfortunately did detach away from the final product, but still a good effort.
Well, I didn't win, but I didn't make a fool of myself either. And now that I've made my first batch of Yorkshire puddings, I feel like the complete Yorkshireman. And you know what? That tastes good. Very good.
God, a Yorkshire pudding film ahead of the weekend.
I know. Bronze isn't bad though, Alex. Well done. And the guy who came second has made us this brilliant Atlantis in Yorkshire Pudd style.
Would you like to flood Atlantis, Sarah? Go on.
Oh, go on,
Gravy
Grace.
Here we go, the
flood
sinking
Atlantis,
of
the
it.
lot city.
It's going down.
Of Yorkshire pudding Atlantis.
Yay.
Oh,
Look at
right.
that.